Oh, there you go. Hello, hello, whoever you're
Hello.
gonna be. I don't know. We haven't been on to this doing this shit for a while now.
Yeah.
What? 2 months now? 2 months?
I mean, I feel like it's at least a month and a half, but yeah, probably closer to 2 months to be
No,
honest.
it's crazy how long how time passes and we were busy.
Hmm.
So yeah, your work is crazy. I was on a trip that has changed a little bit, so I'm a bit
Yeah.
refreshed, more and more positive where I stay. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we back. Hopefully a bit more consistently. We'll never know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, hopefully that's gonna be on that route. So I'll show you what happens when you don't read comic books for a while. This is
Uh-oh.
my the stack of comic books I was reading. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
So this is like not that much. I mean, in comparison to other people, but for me, that's like when I see that's there's like, wow, that's a lot of books. How is that
Yeah.
possible? So yeah, it's very very refer. I haven't read many books to be honest. While I was not while we weren't chatting,
Hmm.
not that I didn't want to. I always wanted to, but in a way, that's the thing where I keep on saying to us when we were chatting. It kind of gives me more excitement when you do chat and we kind of recap what we were reading. It just makes it more kind of like enjoyable in the head. So I was really kind of looking forward to that. So I guess I just left behind the books I was reading. There's a couple of I haven't brought my which I'm gonna do when you're gonna say something. I might leave a little bit and pick up the one book I was so happy to actually have it in print, and I don't have
Mm.
it now here. But anyway, I don't have just to push a little bit forward. I don't have Kamui. I have not yet chance to buy.
No, me
The
neither.
the budget is not permitting
Oh,
at the
sorry. I
moment.
have it. I just haven't read a ton of it. I've just read a little bit of it.
Yeah, I haven't bought it yet, so
Oh, bummer.
I'm a bit upset about that, but
Yeah.
there's other things and priorities were in place
Yeah.
for me. So I just wanted to give you a heads up about that.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I won't be talking about it for a bit yet. I think I'm like maybe 60
mm,
pages into it. I was reading a bit of it on the
yeah,
plane on the way back.
yeah. So do you want to talk about what you watched? I can talk
I
about what
mean,
I watched.
I watched some Daredevil. We haven't
One
we haven't
episode.
caught up all the way, but I think we watched 3 episodes, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember how many we watched.
We watched one,
Yeah,
and that bored the shit out of me.
yeah,
So
yeah,
talky, so chat 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 chat. I was like,
yeah.
oh boy. I mean, I remember what I was griping beforehand, and it's just reminder once again. I do enjoy seeing all the, reoccurring characters. I'm a bit confused about Karen Page situation there. We jumped
Mm,
somewhere. I didn't realize why we would jump. Maybe you can
mhm.
explain me a bit better. But my 2 cents about Daredevil is, boy, oh boy, is it too wordy and so
Mm,
much. And we're not going anywhere with that chat, to be honest. It didn't really
yeah,
enrich a knowledge of me where it's still reaffirming you, like Kingpin situation, right? Reaffirming you where the devil stands with Kingpin, right?
mhm.
Karen, like, now explain to me Karen Page. Okay, I understand they
Fucked if
were
I
like,
know. Honestly, fucked if I know, because that's exactly what me and my wife were saying about the show. We
yeah,
have no idea what's up with that character.
yeah,
She's playing the character really weird. It's like I don't know if she's had new notes, but even though her performance is a bit weird. And
mm,
it's kind of like, we've said it a couple of times because when there is a fight scene, it's
mm,
really refreshing because like it's like they forgot why people watch this show. Like we
yeah,
watch the show to see him beat the shit out of people. Like don't you know? Don't you know
yeah,
why people are tuning in? We're not tuning in to see a fucking love story. We're here to see him kick the shit out of somebody. Like
yeah.
bring it. And the fight sorry, excuse me. The fight
Yeah.
scenes have really taken a dive. Like they're not nearly as good as they were early days of that show.
Mm,
The way that they're edited and stuff, like there was a couple of good moments and things, but
mm,
overall, it's there's something weird going on with the way they're shooting those fight scenes. That's just not really, it's not really paying off. The Kingpin stuff is again, it's still the most interesting story, but even that's not as engaging as it has been previously.
yeah.
Um, so I mean, there's good moments like we're watching it and enjoying it enough, but I can't say that it sticks with us long after we watch it. We're sort of just watching it just because we've always watched it. It's one of those type of
Yeah.
shows where,
Yeah.
well, we've always just tuned into it, so we may as well just keep watching it, you know?
Yeah. That's the thing. So, because my husband kept saying to me, like, shall we watch? Shall we watch it? And I was like, yeah, 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 we should. And I was like, because of the holidays, so we postponed it a bit further because I had to come back and then we watched. So we watched it just the other day. And goddamn, I was like, what the heck? Why you talk so
Yeah,
much? I need action. And then that action in the boat, okay, when he went in there,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was probably the first episode I'm talking about because I only watched one. And then the first episode, he has this boat in where he went into to check whatever the arms and things he Kingpin is shipping into that airport. And that was probably the best thing.
Hmm.
So I was like, yeah, but the way he fights, also how brutally he fights, that's really a bit also because in comic books you don't see too much of brutality. It's more finesse kind of thing.
Hmm.
Daredevil is
Hmm.
a bit more
Uh-huh.
light on his feet. He's less
Hmm.
like he's more calculated than we. I mean, the most my favorite thing of that TV show is how he's using his stuff, right?
Yeah,
And how it retracts and how he hits people. That is fantastic to look at, and I think that's one of the gems of this of show.
yeah, for
But
sure.
the way he's fighting in this show, and I know it's Born Again, so he's a bit angry, not a bit, it's actually furious at everything, the whole world.
Yeah,
And his
yeah,
fighting scene shows that because he's using it every possible thing to hurt, not fight, hurt. So as
yeah.
much as he hurts gonna do, the better he kind of looks like, feels like it. And in that sense, it kind of, because the way the story goes, it makes more sense maybe. But I know Daredevil of comic books where when you see in the comic book pages Daredevil fighting, it's more light on his feet. He's like
Hmm.
almost bouncing. It's almost just like kind of similar fighting style to, let's say, Spider-Man, right? Because they are in the same area, Hell's Kitchen, blah blah blah. They are fighting almost the same kind of enemies, but they kind of feel to a same point, even with a different, of course, aspects. And
Hmm.
my husband was asking me how he, that scene with in that boat when he put a clock into a because he knows everything is collapsing, is about to go down with
Yeah,
the ship, and he puts the clock inside, and my husband said, so how will they know what's happening there? And I
yeah.
said to him, it sends those waves, and whatever he hits, he understands the shape of it, he understands what it is there. So it's
Hmm.
kind of funny in that sense to understand, but they don't show that, which is another thing which they should, because remember in Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck, they were showing his abilities, right?
Right.
But in this one, they don't really show your viewers exactly how his abilities work and how what does he understand and what he's kind of like his perception is.
Right.
Or am I missing something?
No, I mean they try to, but it's I don't know if it pays off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just on that fighting thing, at the end of every fight, I feel like he's gonna start crying or something, where it's just this noises that he's making and stuff. It's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's weird, yeah.
Yeah. I just
It really,
recorded now. now.
yeah.
Now I'm thinking the same thing.
It's like, dude, settle down there,
it's
bud.
like it's like a child who doesn't realize that his potential has fully come
Yeah,
out,
yeah, right.
and then he has to let it out because otherwise there's no way to deal with that. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's kind of animal state kind of feels like it in him in a way. And it doesn't, that's what I'm saying, it doesn't feel like Daredevil of comics. I guess they're not
Mm-mm.
trying to do that as well either, yeah.
Mhm.
But still it's kind of, if you
Yeah,
know the
they definitely
character.
aren't, which that's fine. It's just that
Mm,
they're not even treating him like they were in previous seasons. That's where the problem comes, like
yeah,
the consistency across like a show, like
yeah,
your characters don't change
uh-huh.
dramatically across a series unless it's for like reasons, but
Mm,
I don't know,
yeah.
man. I mean, we'll finish watching it for sure we will. But I mean, I think I say it, I feel like I picked up the newest Daredevil comic and I say the same thing. You just want to give it a chance, and then I'm always disappointed. It's the same with this. It's like if there's a show, I'm gonna watch it. It's just gonna
Yeah,
happen, but
yeah.
then I'm always a little disappointed afterwards.
Mm. What else is well, the Project Hail Mary movie, which I managed to watch in cinema. I went with my nephew. That was a nice bonding time.
Yeah,
He's
hey.
21. He's been there for a long time. I haven't seen him for 6 years. So imagine the amount of change the man you can get, from a teenager to a adult, right? So I seen him teenager last time, and now he's an adult. So it's kind of
Yeah,
different perspective. The way you still kind of similar personalities, but different perspective and stuff. And so it was nice to bond with him.
that's cool.
So we went into the Project Hail Mary, and honestly, I've not seen anything, nor I knew it was a book before. I had no clue whatsoever what it is. He said to me, "I want to watch it." I knew the actor, Gosling.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Gosling's. I enjoyed him from La La Land. I enjoyed him from other ones. He's a good actor. I think if you
Hmm.
given it a chance and potential. Dude, you need to stop doing that. It looks weird.
The what? Sorry.
Your slushy actions needs to stop. Yeah.
You gotta you gotta suck the liquid through the straw, Rasa. You gotta suck it. And you don't want to suck it too hard, so you gotta move it. You
So
gotta get the
are
slushy
you
up the straw.
are you planning to watch Hail Mary anyway? Um,
I wasn't planning to, but I saw the trailer and it looks pretty good.
it is
But
really
I
good.
wasn't planning to.
If you have a big screen,
Hello, Momo.
yeah, don't you think, Momo? Um, yeah. So if you have like IMAX cinema around you, close by to you, recommend to go as big as possible.
Mhm.
We the screen and the cinema actually quite impressed by. Hello, hello to you too. It's impressive to watch.
Yeah,
The way they put everything out. You don't expect what it is from the get go. If you have no clue about the thing, about the book, about the story, it's even better. I think
yeah. I didn't
it
know it was a
just
book either.
surprises you, and you're like, I was so confused at the beginning. I was like, what is going on here? I don't like there's lots of things happening, and you have him as a character who's like failed kind of scientist who's become mathematician teacher to grade schoolers, right? So, and then there's these great things happening in the world. They found out this things happening to invade, and then he gets to forcibly put in in space
Yeah,
ship.
yeah,
So that's the only thing I'll spoil this, but how they do that is kind of hilarious. And everything is one character basically. There is other supporting characters which they have like about maybe 15 minutes or to half an hour amount of time in the movie, and everything else is involving him, the
hmm,
main character, and his basically survival. Visually absolutely stunning, music stunning. That place Erid, I think, is the planet where they have to go in to investigate, and that's why they're doing this huge journey. That is so beautiful. There's the moments where it lits the way it does, and because it's in space, it's beautiful to watch. As
hmm,
it's like and it makes you tearing you up because you care about this puppet from an alien supposedly,
hmm.
but you realize how they made that, and you believe in everything. You start caring to it, and you kind of afraid of it. But the way they kind of design the ships, how he can create figures out of nothing, it's just really cool. Honestly, it's
Hmm.
really happy and sad and happy movie kind of thing. People like the girls who have read the books. I was looking at some reviews, and they say like I was really dreading to see how they're gonna bring the story, and they had to chop a lot. Right, it's your book. You can involve the book with a lot of information, but you can't put that on the cinema. But
Yeah, right.
honestly, I was well surprised, and I was so glad I watched it in the big screen because I think it deserves it because all those attention to detail we were going for, and the music they were putting it out on. I think it really worked, and Gosling, he done the like he always does. He's like he has if he's given enough time to do what he how connected how acting he does, and he's let to do whatever he can, seems to
Yeah.
be, it works all the time.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Yeah.
I'm really pleased to actually have went
And
and
he's a
watched the
hunk
movie
on
for him.
top of it.
True. Yeah. I mean, they put that. Everybody was like, I was this on the same boat. I was like, they put on this sweater, this Canadian sweater. You
Hmm.
were in the 50s. They were absolutely booming. Every president in America apparently were wearing. Your presidents were wearing it, or and prime ministers wearing. And I remember like suckers. I really want that sweater now. It's
Hmm.
like I really do, and everybody else does it because it's just like the way he looks. Even though it's a male, like everything is oriented towards girls looking at the hunk, which is works really really well. But whatever he was wearing was like, geez, that looks so comfortable. I want that one, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he had like those, like they use the style where it's relates to everyone. Kind of, you can relate. Everybody can relate to the style, whatever they tried to put out. And one thing really interesting, because the woman in charge, she was kind of like really strict European. So I think she's supposed to be German in the movie. I'm not sure,
Uh-huh.
something
Yeah.
that related.
Yeah.
And
Makes sense.
and she was like properly, like, because she's European, an actress as well. And honestly, it's just nice to see kind of woman in charge of that, kind of making decisions in a
Hmm.
way and stuff. So so it was kind of, as I say, it worked for me in every way. I just was maybe very happy I haven't been cinema for a while and haven't watched a movie related superheroes. I guess that's why.
Yeah.
So I went to movie not expecting anything, and it does work. How many times I said to myself, I know why I'm not watching trailers, because that's what makes it cinema much more enjoyable. Because
Yeah.
I
Totally.
don't know the plot line, I don't know anything. I just like what is going on here? I was so confused, but at the end of the day, I enjoyed it thoroughly. And right at the
Yeah.
end, I was like, heck yeah, this is the movie you want to spend money for. I
Yeah.
could watch it again probably, because
Yeah. That's
I
cool.
think visually I missed quite a lot on, when you first watch it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Sweet.
So that's the only thing I can talk about what cinema wise I watched.
Yeah. I haven't been to any movies, so I
Yeah.
can't talk about shit. And as far as like reading, it's since our last chat, like I haven't read. I did the
Mm.
most comics reading over the past like day or two.
Yeah.
I read a bunch this afternoon before we
Yeah.
went live, and
Yeah. Yeah.
then
Me too.
read some stuff yesterday. But for the rest of that time, I didn't read anything. I just didn't have time. So it's
I
nice
got.
to kind of get caught up a little bit. That's for sure, because I got so many new books that I'm very excited about. So
Oh, cool. I honestly, when I do this kind of break and come back to it, I feel like ashamed that I haven't, because I feel
yeah,
like I am really happy where I am now. I'm reading
yeah,
the stories. My brain is completely succinct to whatever they trying to, whatever is on a piece of paper, and I'm kind of excited to see what's gonna happen next. So
yeah.
I read a couple of new number ones as well. I picked it up
Oh, you did
just
nice.
to see if I am actually gonna click with any of them. Couple I did, couple of them I just like, okay, whatever.
Hmm.
So okay, you want to kick start with
I
something?
mean, did you
Did
did
you
you
find?
catch up on these?
Oh yeah, yeah. How many you have? 19 and 20, right?
I have 19 and 20. Yeah, these are the ones that I read this afternoon.
Yeah, yeah. Me too.
You read them just this afternoon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
It's miserable.
really, hey?
It's miserable for me. It's the way,
Yeah,
it's like I kept, I don't know how are you, but I kept like, okay, so this is like a bad deja vu for Pigeon, right?
yeah,
Because he was the one who is like spurred this thing with Luna's help, right? But he's the one who was going forward. He went absolutely apeshit on every single god, and now he's basically seeing himself in the mirror, and he can admit that also. I'm not sure where the story, how the story gonna
I
fulfill this.
mean,
I don't
I'm
know.
super excited. I'm excited for the
Yeah.
last issue because I fucking loved these issues and I
So how
loved
many?
this story. There's one more issue to go. That's it. It's over after this.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, that's all. That's apparently it.
Oh, really?
So we'll see. I
Oh,
love like one of the there's theories within like kind of I've heard on in some books and some talks that I've watched over the years. There's this idea that there isn't much as far as like revolutionary thinking right now or people thinking differently politically because there's not a vision. It's we know that shit is bad and we have to attack it, but then there's no vision beyond it. And I think he kind of illustrates that very well here, and
mm,
especially in this issue number 20 when Pigeon is talking about like, I've given my life for these people and all they want to do is complain and they just want to, it's like, yeah, well, because you didn't offer them something different. You just
did the
attacked and
same.
knocked things down, but there was no idea of like what was going to replace it, which is just that's critical with any sort of revolutionary type of thinking or you're looking at overthrowing a system no matter what it is, right? You have to have a vision for what you want it to turn into. You can't just this isn't working so let's tear it down. Well, that's not going to work. And I love how it's this even as I get older, there's this idea. I love the idea of like potentially that we're following a bad guy, quote unquote, right? Because
Yeah.
if we showed up in this story at this time period, he would be presented as the bad guy, right? Like regardless of what he did before that.
Yeah.
So I love this idea that no matter what you end up doing, potentially
Yeah.
there's a chance that some other generation is going to look at you as like, no, you're fucking everything up, right? When we know because we followed him, he's trying to do the best that he can. He was going to be sacrificed. And yeah, this idea of like, you know, I also like the idea of like sacrificers. This guy, he's in power now. And like he says, I don't want my kids doing what my wife has done because look at the thanks we got. It's like, well, what's it about? Is it about the thanks or is it about the actually just having things exist like his kind of right hand man says to him
Yeah.
in this last issue here,
Yeah.
talking about like you've always told me to speak to you truthfully even in these moments, like what is it that you want here, what is it that you're looking for, what's his words here, uh that you I ask that you ask yourself what it is you truly want, to be loved or to endure. And it's just a really good fucking hello comics progressive. It's a really
Hello.
I really love it because I've been worried about this book for a while
Mm.
because I didn't know where else it was going to go. So I'm really happy to see this turn. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these issues I wish I would have waited a little bit longer and gotten number 21 and just read them as a chunk. Yeah, I dug these issues quite a bit, and we'll see
I'm
where it ends up. Like how he nails the landing, because that's always the difficult part, right? Like how are you going to close this off here?
I'm upset that Max is not the last one to end the story
Yeah, right.
because Max is started it off. I thought that he's
Yeah,
gonna be the one who's gonna land it. And I don't think they had much more story to tell than 21 issues, to be honest. And I think he
right.
was kind of open to see how far he will take the story. But it seems to be you have to end no matter which way because there's no path anywhere to go at the moment, at least. It's like
Yeah.
you say, we'll see how he's gonna land the story with issue 21, but so far it looks like kind of like deja vu once again. And then the thing is, it kind of tells you, Pigeons was angry, right? And
Yeah.
anger dominated his way of dealing with gods because he was angry that he is not the one who's loved. He's the one who has to sacrifice his life. He didn't want to do that, but he was forced into the situation. So the only way escape he hadn't found an opportunity, he used that as a prerogative to go forward, right? And with that in mind, you can straight away know there's not going to be forward thinking. There's the only one goal for him. He was just to do whatever he can, survive, but go further. And I think he escalated to that point, right? He could just get the main dog, but there was only one guy. At the end of the day, Luna's dad was, I think, the top dog of the gods, who basically
Hmm.
initiated all that sacrificing going on from the beginning of the book. But I think he was going for more than that. He was going, I'm going to wipe everybody out. And then I don't think he was even thinking about consequences in that time. I don't think people do think in consequences when your first emotion is rage, right?
Right.
So I think the consequences you pay right after it, and you realize how much. And he's paying full time. Like, look at the way he is now. Yes, he has this life. He has the wife or love of his life, as he called her, and then he has two kids, right? But knowing where they come from and where she's come from, surely you should realize, okay, they are gods and they have those abilities which they have to sacrifice in order to be what they are, right?
Right.
Otherwise, leave the path or whatever, die or whatever. I don't know how that would work, but then pave the way to somebody who's willing to do the job. And apparently he's continuing doing the job, but what he does, people are starving, there's nothing there for them whatsoever. They, before, even though the sacrificing happens, everybody had everything, but they were still unhappy. So you're never going to make people happy, no matter how much good or bad you're going to intend to do so, because
Well, I
life
mean, the
will.
thing is, the other part of it too, though, is he
Yeah,
does have an answer. It's his kids, right? Like it's his
yeah,
kids that can take over the work, but he doesn't
yeah.
want to let them because he
Mm-hmm,
has all this resentment. Like
mm-hmm,
he was just unloved, right? So it's ultimately
mm-hmm.
that's, I guess, the hippie kind of subtext of this of like, look what happens to someone who is just unloved, who hasn't known love his entire life. He
Yeah.
was literally going to be sacrificed, and it sort of
Mm-hmm,
poisoned him, right? If you want to go down that
mm-hmm.
avenue, but. I mean, it'll be interesting to see when I'm assuming his kids are going to take over. And, it's
Yeah,
this, I like that idea of, I mean, I just really like that idea. Again, I know that sometimes with stuff like this, even Kamui is similar, right? Like I
yeah,
recognize where I am in my real life, like outside of reading comics. And
yeah.
I know the way that I look at things in that kind of president's role in the union and stuff. So some
Mm-hmm,
of this stuff resonates in a little bit of a different way, in a little bit more of a personal way of like, why are you doing something? Are you doing something because you want everybody to like you, or are you doing something because you're
mm-hmm.
looking for the betterment of the whole, right? And just kind of
Yeah,
what fuckery that can play to your mind. So yeah,
yeah,
it's great. It's really good shit, man. I'll be curious to see what happens. I imagine his kids are going to take over, is what
yeah.
my guess is, and then we'll see how that kind of turns things.
Well, the thing is, what is going to be for me, which is very important, we still have not even scratched the idea what took over her, right?
Right.
What is that black entity is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think that's not enough for you to do that in one issue.
Right.
So that's why I'm kind of surprised that it's only going to be one more issue left, because that's going to
Hmm.
be probably another thing which I'm going to probably be griping about in his writing, because you haven't touched it. You kept going about this, what's happening around, and so consequences of the actions, but you still, because that kind of part is quite vital, because that's why she's not capable of fulfilling most of her duties, right? Because of that
Right.
entity is embodying her and killing everybody surrounding, but they're not even mentioning why, what the hell is going on there, why she's so. I keep on saying to myself in the head, but it's true. She like venom, kind of venom part of her is inside it and just completely takes over. But it's eating her from it within, which is it was explained in one of those issues which we read.
Hmm.
But nothing else, which is bothers me. It's gonna be back of my
Right.
head. Please explain to me what the hell. Why is it that so important? Is it
I
important
mean,
that?
I think that I would ask the same thing in reverse. Like, why is it so important to know what's taken her over, considering what her
Mm,
family has come from, like what her life has come from? I mean,
mm,
that could be something as abstract as like, just guilt. That could just
mm,
be guilt that's taken her over. That
mm,
there's not really like a reason behind it, but it's this sort of like
mm,
she's recognized what her family has done and what she's been a part of unknowingly.
yeah.
And it's sort of like this is what's taken over. I'm just double checking on CLZ, and yeah, they only have 21 issues listed. Usually they have a bunch listed if it's going farther.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be it.
Interesting. Anyway, we'll see. I mean, we can speculate as much as we want, but
Yeah,
after
yeah, yeah,
after reading it, we'll be able to fully say, oh, did I enjoy it or have it not really
yeah.
fulfilled what my
Yeah, I'm super
expectations were.
curious. It's been quite a ride, this series, I gotta say, because I mean I think there's been times for both of us where it's really been like, for fuck's sake, where it's been a little much, and then sometimes where it's been super engaging. So it's
Yeah.
been quite a roller coaster, this series. But I'm glad, for me personally, I'm glad to read these. I mean, that also might be a part of being away from it for so long, but I'm glad
Yeah.
to read these and have that excitement. I'm genuinely curious
Yeah.
what the heck is going to happen here at the end.
Okay.
And that I'm also excited that it might not be a nice bow on the end of it, right? It's like it might
No.
just be leaving you
Yeah.
with some questions too, but we'll see.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Shall I show you something I read new?
Yeah, give her.
So I tried one Vertigo bo- title,
Uh-huh.
End of Life by Kyle Starks, Steve Pugh, and Chris O'Halloran. Um, so this is Vertigo Rejuvenation by DC. They have a couple other books. I have not picked up the other ones. I just picked up one. Steve Pugh is an artist I'm well aware of, especially if you know him, or at least I start finding now more about him from the Flintstone series. He was doing this mini, which I really enjoyed. Um, and it's a story about the dude who is seems to be gun happy. He works this about to this kind of like entity which does all sorts of things like robbings and stuff, but he's kind of like in a way feels like he's a free agent in a sense. It wasn't really explained, but one thing you know for sure that he is a bit of a douche. He is very opinionated. He has like skills and stuff for it, but then what the action happens in here is that he's robbing somebody who they got a job with this crew, and the crew is kind of praising him for doing whatever he does, and then he suddenly realizes that he's actually robbing his own people, or the people, or the group of people who employed them, and he is properly screwed himself over by doing so, because the shadow organization that he's working for doesn't like to be touched by anybody, or in saying their own employees who will rob them. And his handler, I presume, has been telling him over the com saying, "Or are you absolutely dumbass for doing what you're doing? You don't realizing what his actions will take him place, and then he has to be on the run." She said, "Go take a bus. Make sure you go somewhere nobody will think." And then he ends up going to his childhood home, where his daddy comes to meet him. And the way daddy comes to meet him, it's kind of unmistakably understand why he has so much issues. So he goes to this house, and then he sees his daddy with a gun and saying, "Oh," I say, "Oh," and he says to him, "Don't you understand? When you come here, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot you, or I'm gonna kill you." And they having this bold conversation. But before he reaches his daddy, he passes by this petrol station, gas station, and in that gas station he comes across some people who tries to rob apparently gas station every single day, and he quips up with some moves, and of course he offends somebody else. It's not really something I'm gonna scream or like I want to go back reading. I really like the artwork. Yes, the reading was very easy, the characters were quite intriguing to a point. There's some backstories. It was given. It's actually quite chunky book for issue one, so that was good to actually even try and have that. But will I wanted to go for it like issue two? Probably not. But I wanted just to sample it. It's not something like overly intriguing enough.
Hmm.
When your main character is already a douche and you already been represented like that, it's very difficult for you to say, "Oh, do I care about it? Do I want to read more? What's going to happen next?" He already kind of gripes me, and I said intentional, I presume,
Hmm.
to do that, because I guess that's what would drive you forward to see how bad his life can end up, and no wonder it's called End of Life. But in that sense, I just, yeah, it doesn't feel anything like Vertigo used to be. Let's say it this way. It feels
Right.
like DC's slapped the logo on top of it. At least from one book I read. Okay, I can't tell you what about people.
Hmm.
There's I think it's called Bleeding Hearts. It's about some kind of like zombie type kid going through something. At least I've looked a couple of pages. That didn't really. I think that's the one that people are saying that's nice to read, but I got this one just because I don't know. I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick up something different. What I heard people are raving about, so and
Yeah.
see what my opinion is. And as I say, it really didn't. It's like okay, read right for one issue, but I don't think I want to invest any further downtime for that. I'd have
Hmm.
other choices to make.
I mean, I'll be interested to flip through. I don't know. I mean, I knew that this was coming, obviously the Vertigo stuff, but I haven't paid much attention, so I'll be curious to go to Galaxy and have a flip through them on the shelf, see if any catch my eye.
Yeah, have a look if it's gonna maybe will be interesting. But I want it because it's like I guess we both like the Vertigo from the old, and I think we'll
Yeah, something different.
yeah. And you wanted to see something that, but doesn't feel like it. It feels like
Right, right.
new company or like with the same flavor like DC, but with the characters which nothing you're gonna really see in. So yeah.
Yeah.
hmm Your turn.
Speaking of characters that you don't really like,
Oh,
um,
oh.
the new Hate comic is out. It's a
Mhm.
one shot. Buddy Bradley's brother Butch.
Mhm.
I just read this afternoon. I just grabbed this today. I went to 204 Comics, and it was
Oh.
in my pull list.
Mhm.
I found this pretty damn funny. This is some territory that I love with Peter Bagg. He kind of makes equal time to make fun of everybody, no matter what your political beliefs are. He
Mhm.
had a character called Studs Kirby, who was this talk show kind of host. So
Mhm.
they sort of have like a modern day version of that. He's this podcaster. Butch has been accused of, um, you know, possession of a legal firearm. He shot someone's dog. They give you a little bit of a recap here on the inside front cover of where we sort of left him, and now he's
Mhm.
on trial, and he's trying to rehabilitate himself, and it's just got some really good moments. If you pay attention to any sort of politics, you'll recognize kind of the grifters that exist on both sides of the
Yeah.
political spectrum, but in this one specifically, the grifters that are on the right and how they're trying to take advantage of people, and
Mhm.
through like this lawyer that he gets hooked up with, through this podcaster that he gets hooked up with, all of that stuff, right? So,
Mhm.
and you see Butch generally or genuinely struggling because he's always been that character who has struggled, and he's going to this place to try to get. And I love this silhouette here. I think is the best.
Mhm.
It's one of so this is Buddy's son,
Mhm.
and Butch was living at Buddy's son's RV, and this is a
Mhm.
friend of his son's who he does construction work with, and he's trying to give him some advice, like, "Hey man, maybe the military fucked you up. Was there anything about the military that you can
Yeah.
think of that might have fucked you up?" And there was some ritual where he dressed up as a woman.
Yeah.
It's an age-old tradition for when a sailor crosses the equator for the first time. You get hazed, right? He said, "Yeah, hardly. They make you dress up. They just make us dress up in women's clothes and do a song and dance. Really? Sounds kind of messed up." And he says, "Nah, I liked it. It was fun." So they're looking for these things you could take advantage of. And like, that's it. I've got it. You're trans. You can tell people that you're trans. You prefer to present yourself as a woman, and so it just goes into all these areas that are hot button stuff, and it's all presented in his kind of very cartoony
Mhm.
absurdity, to where he now has stolen his sister's dress and he's wearing his dress so he can get a job, and kind of where that goes. So it was a good little. I'm glad this is only a one shot. I don't know if we need more of this stuff,
Yeah.
but it was
Mhm.
good. I'm glad to see he's still doing stuff, and it's also, as you can see there, it's cover to cover. There isn't a
Mhm.
single advertisement in this. It's comics all the way through. So really nice kind of cardstock and stuff.
Mhm.
They're issuing Hate
Mhm.
#1. They're reissuing 8 Ball #1 to kind of celebrate their anniversary. So if you're interested in, if you haven't read any of this stuff, you're going to have an opportunity to pick up some of those books. But yeah, so one shot there.
Well, as you were aware, I'm not because Fantagraphics in Europe is
Yeah.
impossible to get, especially in those formats,
Yep.
especially in single comic format, because of the Diamond UK now or
Yes.
Diamond to European whatever that's involved. So apparently, the I think it's quite sad for company of the size of Fantagraphics not able to reach a lot of people because
Mhm.
basically comic book shop owners can't reach Fantagraphics because of a diamond situation. So
Right.
that's kind of upsetting in itself. Kind of like
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm looking to see what I'm playing with. Um, so yeah, it's kind of interesting, but it's sad because I asked several times now, and he kept saying to me, "I'm gonna repeat myself. I cannot do fancy graphics because we can't reach them apparently because
Yeah.
of diamond."
Yeah.
So that's very sad. So I was
Yeah, it's
trying to
really
get,
too bad. Yeah.
because I would have wanted to, like, 8 ball. You kept saying everybody's talking about it. I keep on hearing 8 ball, 8 ball, 8 ball, and I
Hmm.
finally would like to reach 8 ball in my hands, even though it would be a reprint.
Yeah.
But at least it would give me an idea if I want to invest in further down more and get something, like in the collected
Well,
format.
that's the hard thing with something like 8 ball number one, because I don't know. In my
Yeah,
opinion, it reading 8 ball number one, I don't think would convince you to read the rest of it. I really
probably
don't.
not,
Because
but
as a standalone issue, like I was loving it because I was exposed to him already, so that was kind of a
yeah,
new thing.
yeah,
Um, but I mean, hate number one, I think that would be a really good indication. Like you'd have a really good indication within issue number one if it's
yeah,
something that you wanted to
yeah.
continue on, because that's a strong, strong first issue for sure.
The facsimile of Love and Rockets number one came out, and I
Uh huh.
couldn't get that either. That
Yeah.
got me absolutely, because I already know Love and Rockets. I do like those characters. I actually wanted to. I never owned number one because that now reaches some of a price tag I've never cared to spend on.
Yeah.
And that would have been great to have in my collection, just to have it in, especially that format, right? The
Yeah.
magazine size, which is what I wanted.
Yeah.
But
With
the
all the
whole,
original ads and stuff too, I think, right? Like, don't
well,
they?
if it's
I think these books
facsimile,
are
like
doing
what
all the
we,
ads.
yeah, what we aware of a facsimile, so it should be supposed to be like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's what upsetting. It's more about the ones, kind of, when I want to, I can't get it, right? So it's like, why wouldn't you? Like, there's a customer waiting and you cannot, and you just, like, that's frustrating. Maybe because I have my comic book guy, so it's a small company, like shop, small shop, right? So if you can't do it, I don't really go to a mainstream. I don't think they even mainstream advertise that in my. I think I was typing it in those mainstream comic book shops, and they don't even have that. So it's like, it's frustrating.
Yeah. Totally is. Yeah.
But because at the end
Yeah.
of
I
the
mean,
day,
then there's it's a shame that there's no other type of distribution for the UK. It's bizarre
yeah,
to me that there wouldn't be something. But yeah, it's got to be. It's frustrating. I mean, that's the downside of all of this stuff, right? Is getting it to another place on the planet.
yeah, exactly. So in that sense, they're just losing on the person who wants to get excited about promoting the Fantagraphics even furthermore
Hmm.
online. Um, okay, another number one which I don't care, but I wanted to try because I was thinking, why not? It's been a while. I've seen this character on mainstream, at least for myself. So this one is a Lobo number one.
Oh, awesome! That's cool.
So that is um, Scotty Young and Corona. So they are Transformers team who is taking over the Lobo side for the DC.
That's a
I don't
great
know
cover.
how. Yeah, I don't know how long will they last. It is not for me straight away. Love the art, but it's too kind of like. I mean, I should have expected the character of Lobo wouldn't have something immensely comprehensive in the pages, but it's too silly. And it's idea of him, of course, bounty hunting for one dude. He enters a this pub in the galaxy far, far away. They're using some tropes, kind of like things you would kind of haha about. And he is being getting a phone call saying, "Oh no, job is cancelled." Of course, he gets really angry because of that. He goes to a conglomerate who basically buying over all the stuff was happening with bounty hunting. And then also they give you this is kind of the most best part of it. They were giving you origins. He's telling his origin story to the people he's kind of like griping about in the pub, and then he comes to be born. That's him being born, which is the Corona's art is fantastic. He is fun. He's almost to like he was doing for Dylan Warren Johnson. not Scott Young. So there you go, completely mixed it. So Daniel Warren Johnson and Corona was working on Transformers, and he was taking over Daniel Warren Johnson, and he has almost to a T a style, like chaotic style, with a lots of action going on in every single piece of paper. You can mix all the stuff. So, and I really like his art, and I think it does really work for him in this kind of chaotic sense of the character to portray. And there's some kind of really funny things, but overall, it's not something I want to be reading in single format and continuing basis, because it just seems to be not doesn't take it too seriously itself. It's like almost kind of like too Deadpool-y for me, kind of thing. It
Mm-hmm.
felt like that a little bit too much, and maybe just because I am what I am. But this is nice page. But it's not something I just like. Okay, I wanted more serious side. I really wish they would take this character to a bit of a different route, but maybe that won't sell. So, and after exploring, checking out, I was curious. I think Scott Young's writing is good. I hate Fairyland is great, but it just didn't click for me with this one.
Mm-hmm.
It was not something I wanted to kind of continue forward. I just wanted to check. I did check. I'm over it now.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
I'm
Yeah,
o-
yeah.
so it's just something, like that's what happens when you start going on buying number ones. Some of
Mm-hmm.
them work really well for you in that moment, and some of them don't. And the ones don't, you tried, but then you can move on to number ones, and then the more question marks in your head.
Yeah,
So that in
yeah.
that
The
sense
art
was
looks
good.
pretty cool. I saw issue number 2. I was
Hmm.
on Dan Elson's channel. He just picked up issue number 2. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Another one I'll
kind of
have to flip through.
yeah. Have a look. The art wise is really good.
Yeah, it looks
He
solid.
has
Yeah.
the creative team you want behind artists like that. So he has, I think, who's colorist? Let me say Jean-Francois Bulu. So I don't know if colorist, but Jorge Corona is fantastic as an
Mm-hmm.
artist. He's definitely like really good at what he is doing so far.
Mm-hmm.
Very intriguing. Okay, your turn.
So I was in Calgary for a week,
Yeah,
and
your
one of
turn.
the surprises in
Okay.
Calgary was the amount of like European
Mm.
albums that are in the shops. Um,
Wow.
Amazed at how many I found,
Nice.
uh, and just how kind of prolific they were. So this is from. It was a Dark Horse. I didn't know this. It
Mhm.
was from a Dark Horse imprint called Venture
Mhm.
from the early 2000s, I think.
Wow.
Let's see. So yeah, so first edition, 2002 is when this came out. I've read a bunch of Jeremiah stuff. I don't know if this was my favorite story, but it's beautiful to look at. I mean, you can see just right off the bat there. It's Curdy and Jeremiah are kind of our duo, who are sort of like, there's a lot of stories in here where it's sort of based in kind of a sort of Western tradition, even though like they ride around on motorcycles and they don't ride around on horses or anything. Um, so and it's sort of like the characters that they meet. This one, they meet a guy who's fallen into this pit, and he's been there for a couple of days, and they rescue him, and he sort of takes him back to his house, where you meet his family. It's called Gun in the Water is the name of the story, and you meet the characters, and you meet these sort of like backwoods, not quite hillbillies, but there's something going on here, and the story sort of unfolds that way. Like I said, it wasn't the most engaging story, but what I did love was there's a lot
Mhm.
of scenes that take place at night, and
Mhm.
his watercolors, his paintings at night
Yeah.
are really incredible. I mean, the silhouettes, the
Mhm.
use of silhouettes is really beautiful. Let's see if I can find a couple other passages for you, because there's a bunch of it, and I love the look of his faces on the characters. They don't look polished, they don't look attractive in any sort of way, which gives them this more realistic kind of look to them. Here we go, here's some stuff here. So yeah, here's some more stuff at nighttime. So some heavy, heavy silhouettes. But it's there's no second guessing that this is taking place at night, right? So it's amazing. There's quite a bit of the Jeremiah stuff. Dark Horse also did collections. I'm looking at my shelf because they're on there somewhere. I've got one of them that Dark Horse did. I think they did 3 volumes, which were probably about three or four of these albums worth in each hardcover. Um, but I gotta say, I'm amazed that there's so much. I mean, look at that. It's great. Really, really great. Just to give you enough detail so it's not just a black silhouette. Like you can see some definition in the pants, in the hair, in the motorcycle itself. Really expertly done, right? It's like these pages are
Yes.
beautiful. Like look at this guy standing here, or this. Yeah, I think that's Curdy.
Hmm.
So really, really great. I think this stuff is always worth picking up no matter what. I think I have, like probably a lot of Canadians, I have some stereotypes about Calgary. We all call it Cowtown, filled
Yeah.
with cowboys.
Hmm.
So this was from a place called Comic Kazi, and
Hmm.
next door to it is a place called Fair's Fair Books, and they had an incredible, incredible comic section in that used bookstore. And there was a lot of European album size stuff. I love the format. I wish I had a ton more in this format. So,
Hmm.
yeah, a good read. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's the first one that I'd recommend you pick up of the Jeremiah stuff, but
Hmm.
if you know this stuff already, it's a good addition.
Mm. Didn't you give me some Jeremiah comics in a single?
Yep,
Oh
correct.
yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
also did some single issues. The
Yeah.
stuff that later got collected for an
Uh-huh.
English market. I think they did some single issues. I don't remember if it was Adventure Comics. I don't remember if it was Dark Horse even at that time, but there was some mini series. One was called The Heirs, and one was called something else. But yeah, those did exist.
Okay, so because you just said I wasn't about to show you that book because I was thinking I'm going to talk more comic books. But because you just show your European find, you have to, please, if you can, get this shit.
Yeah,
Please. So this is
it's
exactly
high on my list. I'm hoping that my bookstore has it.
so this is a finally in print in English hardcover. Exactly. I was raving about this series because I read it in digital format. European comic books used to have this website, and they were doing some French translated English to English, and this Undertaker by Ralph Mayer. It's so much like what I wanted to have on, like finally have it the physical format. So it came out just recently, this month, the beginning of this month. I received it quite early, which I was very surprised. Uh, before the because I pre-ordered it on the website. It's 32.99 Canadian dollars. It's by Abram Comics and Arts, and they are doing all the French translations. There's 2 stories in here. Yes, and it's such a beautiful book. The art is absolutely as what I was expecting to have. I was really worried about the format they're gonna go. I really thought they're gonna like reduce like they always do, but no, they are. This is I don't know. It is looks like a European, but it's not really because of the size. It's just a little bit bigger than a comic book, so it's not a bit. I thought you should be taller, right? European size is a bit taller, but maybe they had to some sort of consolidate in the sense of whatever. But this book, people, has the most, like, if you at all interested in Western style art or storyline, especially if you're a fan like I myself of Blueberry, this will click in that sense beautifully because it has the most stunning things in here, and the scenery and the storytelling is great. We following John Crow is the Undertaker. He gets to have a pet vulture. He saved kind of, well, he just kind of came about, it became a friends, and then he had to do a task, of course, and that entails lots of storylines for him further down the line. There's so much more stories. I'm looking forward to see further down the line how, if they're gonna print, and hopefully they will do This is well worth anybody's attention. Just for art by itself, what the guy is doing, ink and on page, it's stupendously done. The coloring is beautiful. So the colorist is Caroline Delaby. Xavier Dorison is the actual writer of the story, but they actually always in French the artist is first, which is intriguing, right? By itself, not the writer like what you have in American comic books. It's so beautiful, honestly. I mean, I know I don't need to. I can't even read this because I know almost to a T is the storyline because I was so excited when I was start reading this. But seeing this in the pages, just flipping them through, is like reliving the story. And I wish I wouldn't know the story because I was so excited when I was reading it in digital. So, but this is so much better in paper. Honestly, there's so much more to think. I don't know this. I am the person who, even though I consume quite a lot of media, comic books, especially in digital format, I still think tactile touching of the book is so much more integral in your memories that it makes you much more excited about it. It just makes you have different kind of a relationship in that sense in your own brain with the book in hands. But I'm so excited about this one. It presents really well. It's beautifully done. It's, as I say, beautiful book you should own, at least try it out.
Yeah. So neither of my local bookstores have it in stock. They can easily get it. And when I
Yeah,
was looking at chapters, it looks like
yeah,
they're soliciting like the first three volumes.
yeah,
Volume three,
yeah,
The White Apache. Volume two, The Ogre of Camp Sutter,
yeah,
and The Shadow of Hippocrates, I think.
yeah,
So it looks like they've got a plan. So now that you've read it both digitally and in person,
uh-huh,
because I think I remember you saying a number of times, not necessarily about this one,
yeah,
but just about comics in general digitally, the way it's backlit kind of
yeah.
makes the art pop. Did it kind of still pop in person, in
It does
print?
pop still. I think it
Yeah,
because well, the thing is they're using very glossy paper that really
yeah,
does help color. So it's not muted, right? It depends, like they are using that slick, quite hard. I mean, it's not thin gloss paper, which is helps a
mm,
lot. I think that's helps to have the element of the colors, and I think they really did care to show because this comic series in France is it's a way ahead of us.
right.
Absolutely, I've been waiting for those. There's like nine, maybe eight volumes of it in digital. As far as I remember, I kind of lost track of it because, the European comic books website wasn't updating anymore. So like when you do that, but when they announced that in going in this format, it's like, of course, I'm gonna double dip, like you as you call it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I rather have this in this format from the get go because I knew straight away when I kind of like read the first story. I was like, damn, this is really good. It's just like what you want, especially as I say, I'm a huge Blueberry fan, so that ticks every single box for me when it comes to what I expect to see. And this Ralph Mayer is really has his own take on stuff and how he's dealing with the character. And he's actually has his own Instagram. You can see how he's actually working on the pages or he's drawing some cover and stuff like that. So it's really good to have that on this format. And I'm so excited to actually finally see that in the
yeah,
shelf.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like shit, finally, it took me
That's
like I don't
awesome.
know how long it took. It took forever, honestly. So
Seemed
apparently
like it took
these
forever.
Abrams books got having some plan to do that kind of thing, the more French or Franco, like that, those comic books being translated in English. Finally, there's some sort of like another company who's really. I heard that they were bought over. I don't find a company's name anywhere now. I
Mm,
googled just recently.
hmm.
Hopefully that's not gonna happen because if this is what they planning and this is the style of the book they're gonna produce, it's fantastic. It's not small. If it's
Yeah,
those hardcovers, then you cut those in half. It really does feel like it's too little for that kind of style of art. And then
yeah,
yes, I
yeah,
think it would have been better if it would be ginormous in my set in
yeah.
my
I mean,
in
here's kind of like The
go to
traditional sort
MIT.
of album size, so a
Yeah,
bit taller, a
exactly.
bit wider kind of thing, you
Yeah,
know.
so I
So
think they're trying to kind of adhere to kind of like, they try, at the end of the day it's in English, so they're trying to
yeah.
meet the public's eye in English,
Well, and it's got to fit the
where,
shelves that exist, right? Like
yeah,
the
exactly.
shelves that they have in Europe, or in the
Yeah,
in Belgium.
yeah,
they're set up differently than they are here, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. So I don't know if you follow Fun Girl, what's her name, creator. So she does
uh-huh.
Instagram, right? So she was doing some stuff promoting her work, and she's like, I can't read French, and she was showing you French comic book shops, and they were like to the brim filled up with all sorts of things, and you become
Amazing.
so upset that you're not able to read in French because there's so much to read. And
Yep.
she was even saying that in her own socials, so it's kind of interesting and intriguing
Yeah.
because she's promoting her fun girl stuff. It's kind of hilarious. And
Yeah.
I even saw her doing the read through, like they do book read throughs. She was doing that
Uh-huh.
of a comic. I was like, what the heck? It's hilarious. I would have
That
gone to
is
one of
funny.
those.
Man, I
I would
love
be,
Fun Girl. I can't
because
wait for some more of that.
she puts I don't know what I was expecting of Fun Girl to sound, but when she was putting those voices, of the Fun Girl talking, it's like exactly what I was hoping to be. So it's
That's
hilarious.
awesome.
So, yeah, have a look on her socials. You can
Yeah, I'll
probably
check it
see
out.
her promoting stuff. So
I haven't been
hopefully
on
you'll see
Instagram for
that
a while
thing,
either.
her read through in the crowd of people. That was so hilarious. Honestly, I didn't expect it.
It's awesome.
So okay, do you want me to
Um,
you go first? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
you go.
sure. So, this is a
Oh,
book that I did
oh,
get at Fairs Fair.
there's fair.
Everything else, so I went a bit crazy buying stuff out there because I found a lot, and I think it was easier because there was a car that I could load up, so I didn't have to bring it back on the plane. So there's a bunch of stuff that I got that's currently on its way back to Winnipeg in my wife's car.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Excuse me, sorry. And this is one of them. There was a couple of books that I got
Oh,
from Heavy Metal Tundra.
Tundra, Tundra.
Yeah, so it was one of
Yeah.
those where that was the first cell. The second cell was obviously the cover,
Yeah.
and then the third cell was flipping through it. The art was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got this system at Fairs Fair where they put their sticker inside. If you keep the sticker inside, you can bring the books back to them, and they'll give you half of what you paid as store credit. So
What?
then you can return the books to them. They can go back on the shelves, and then you can get other stuff.
Oh,
This was a really, really solid book here, man. It was a great
I'm gonna
story,
take a look
sort
at
of
that
like
one.
witchcraft and voodoo and
Mm,
magic, and kind of
yeah.
this town has been kind of captured by this curse. There's this guy whose wife, you find out more and more about his wife. They had a child together, and he sent the daughter away, and she's coming back now that she's 18. I think he hasn't seen her in, like, I don't know, 16 years or something. And
Mm-hmm.
she's coming back as this innocent young girl who's kind of, now that she's 18, she's sort of coming into her own and discovering things about herself and wanting to discover things about, like, where she's come from and her father and her mother, who he doesn't really talk about. The coloring is stunning. These flashback scenes with like this yellow tint to
Mm-hmm.
everything are
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. The way everything is laid out, it's in this very, because there's stuff here that's just so cartoony looking, but it's also so polished at the same time that this was a joy to read. And as things kind of she's got this power that she's inherited from her mother.
Mm-hmm.
She gets jealous. There's a guy here that she's kind of in love with, and she discovers him having sex with one of like the people that are there as help. This is a very well off family,
Oh.
so she goes and kind of takes out her rage on a doll that he then ends up feeling. So she's starting to channel, which awakens this guy out in the bush, saying, she's awoken her energy, she's awoken her magic, and is very excited about it. So I won't tell you too much other than that, but it's got a real nice mix of that sort of European flavor,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just presented incredibly well. Yeah, I hesitate to show you more because I don't want to spoil anything. Not because it's rude. There's nudity and things, but I just don't want to spoil anything. It's I don't know how easy this stuff is to get. It's one of those things that I feel like if you can find it, it's well worth it. I mean,
Mm.
obviously anything with Tundra on it, I think is
Yes.
worth it.
Yeah.
So they did, and then they have an ad at the back for the other sort of books that they had put out. Margot and Bad Town, I've got Wind of the Gods, I've got Desperados, no.
Mm.
The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. I actually saw it at Ferris Fair, but I passed it up because I didn't see the Tundra logo on it, and I figured, a comic about Santa, it didn't really intrigue me. Knowing that now it was part of this line, I'm kicking myself that I didn't grab it.
Mm.
But yeah, so and almost the same size
Yeah.
as the Jeremiah, just a tiny bit smaller. So they were sort of going for that
Mm-hmm.
European graphic album size, with the very close margins.
Yeah.
And again, hardcover, beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, amazing stuff.
I have looked on eBay, and it's only in America that English versions are. So,
Right.
which is like £20, £25 delivery ship, which is
Mm-hmm.
the book itself is £10 and delivery is 25. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sounds about right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think there's another volume. I mean, at least in
Oh,
European format, there's another cover I've seen. Wait a second, if I can see it. But I don't know if it's what it doesn't say in English. It says Eva Medusa, but then there's another name, but they don't translate it in English. So maybe
okay.
it's only.
That'll be interesting. I
Oh,
mean,
it
this
says it.
one ends. I think it
Oh,
ends really well. So I wonder what they would do if, with the second one.
yeah. I don't know. It's the different cover. I'll show you the cover if you can see. Probably you can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, make yourself big there.
Yeah. Can you see? There you go. That's another cover
Oh yeah,
of that. But
yeah,
it
nice
says
cover.
complete, so I don't know if it. I don't know. It's as I say, it's doesn't give you in English. It's all European, so maybe it's just a
Right.
different cover. Maybe for what for the same thing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. Oh my god, what is this? Okay. Um. Okay, I'll show you something. Oh, I never knew. I never knew. So I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I can go there. I picked up a Batwoman #1
Oh,
by
cool.
Rucker and Danny. And this is I am because there's already issue #2 out. I have not requested to do because I haven't yet read this one. And I'm intrigued already. I know there's supposed to be something I should read before because apparently it follows through it. I didn't read that before, but I read this one. The art by Danny is the way they Danny is only one okay creator. I don't know if you can see here. It says it's not really um, visible, but anyway. So I really like the style of Rucka seems to be preferring this kind of style of art. I think he's the one picks them up. He had that I forgot the name of it. He was writing about the Spice version book for some other publisher, and almost you can scream say that this is the same kind of type. Oh, there you go. Can you see Greg Rakandani, the artist, and Matt Hollingsworth is for colorist.
That's cool.
So it's I'm already intrigued.
Yeah, I'm
I
intrigued, and you've shown 2 pages.
It's once again twin situation. Like we know that Batwoman had a twin who has supposedly passed away, but she didn't. And there's this another twin situation happening with the therapist. I'm not sure if it's the same Batwoman character. I kind of got confused on that point, but it's already intriguing enough. It's the way the mystery part of her fighting, the way it's written. It has that it's that's the thing when you have a seasoned writer who has been doing comic books for a long ass time. He knows how to add intrigue into a couple of lines of paper, and that really sold me on it. It has that mystery part of it, which is intriguing enough. Why they in the Greek island once again? That's another one because I'm reading Wonder Woman, who is a Greek mythology character, which I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And we'll talk about it later. But a Batwoman is always somebody character which kind of DC gives a chance, but then also forgets about it. So I always want to give a bit more love to a character towards that one. I know there was this run of the celebratory run of the J.H. William III, who has done a spectacular, and I read that one. I remember picking up from library, and I thoroughly enjoying it. So far it's intriguing enough. I can't tell you exactly what's going on. There's the turmoil between two sisters. They fighting. There's in this conversation the psychologist who is behind there, and I think it's Kate, one of them, but I'm not sure if I am completely understood fully. The art wise is I'm sold already, and that's what makes me want to go back to second. So I'm gonna basically write my comic book guy and ask to get this number two already because it's already out. I knew that, but I didn't ask him to pick it up number two because I wanted to actually read first before I commit to another issue. But with art, everything so far I'm sold. And Raka is really good as a writer. As I said,
Mm-hmm.
he can do very mysterious things. Paula, we're all
Paula,
good.
how you doing?
Hope you're doing okay as well. So yeah, it's Batwoman is always intriguing character, female, okay, related to Batman in some ways, and whatever we knew, if it's that continuation, does count at all whatsoever. But it's number one. I thought, why not? Heck,
Mm-hmm.
I'll try. As I say, the Danny art is that's what I'm sold by. The mysterious part of her fighting once again her twin is what I really liked. I guess I'm confused because I like you. They people were saying that you're supposed to be reading before this issue came out. I might have a look if my library has it so I can actually read it, be more entailed. But I like the style. I like the muted colors. I like kind of mystery part of it, like what's going on there. Maybe because I know the character already and I'm more kind of in sync with that character, so that's why I'm kind of like really happy after reading it, even though they're giving not much of information there. It's just
Mm-hmm.
fighting between, and there's somebody behind. That's always right. So it's kind of intriguing
I
enough.
mean, it looks fantastic. Even just seeing a couple pages, that art looks really great.
Have a look yourself as well. I
Yeah.
mean, you have to see it for yourself. But honestly, I opened it up. I was like, somehow it clicks already. So I was already
Mm-hmm.
in the incline motion before I started reading actual first paragraph. So it's kind of
Yeah.
intriguing. Okay, your turn.
So I had talked about
Go on.
bonsai editions art books, and
Mm,
I had done a video where I showed off two of
okay.
them, and I kind of immediately went and bought three more from them. This is a French company, so speaking of shipping that would
Okay.
be reasonable for you, Rasa,
Yeah.
this is the maybe a good option for you. One artist per month, all in full color, 32 pages of pure art. This one comes with not one, but two posters inside because every one comes
Ah,
with two posters. And then it also comes with a mini user's manual, which is the first part is in French, the second part is in English. This
yeah.
one is
Perfect.
fantastic. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but they interview his daughter and his wife. So they're recent interviews with family members just talking about him as an artist. I think that's incredible. Instead of doing an interview or reprinting an interview from somewhere else, I think it's great to do an interview with
Okay.
family. And then at the back, there's also some extra art as well. I have mixed feelings about these mini books. I think it's a great
Mm,
idea to include this material.
okay.
I don't know how good it is to have it in kind of like this mini book because then again, when you're putting stuff away, to me, this is something that's going to have to go into another separate bag and board because they're pretty thick little volumes. But man, oh man, these fucking books are produced amazingly well. You can do subscriptions as well too, where they don't tell you too much in advance who the next artists are going to be, but you just sort of just do a subscription. Amazingly heavy cover stock. There's color and black and white stuff. It's all art that you probably have seen elsewhere. So it's not that it's art that's just specific to this collection, but it's a
Oh.
really great way to sort of get a look at an artist's work and kind of see, maybe the scope of their work. Um, So yeah, you get some Arzak, of course, right?
What
So
posters did you get? Did you get that one with Arzak and one with the fight, like
I'll
the
I'll
regular?
show you in a minute. Yeah, I'll open them up for you in a second. And then with the subscription, you can also get extras and things too. Like I think I got a postcard with this one from, I don't know if it wasn't a Mobius specific postcard. They sent me stickers, which have made their way onto the thing
So
behind
how
me
did
here
you?
somewhere. I can't see it over my shoulder, but it's somewhere. The bonsai stickers around. And then there's some black and white stuff in here too. So really gorgeous. And I'll
How did you
show
get
you.
it?
Sorry.
How did you get it? Did you buy
I
it from
ordered
the
it
shop?
right from them. So it cost me an arm and a leg to get shipping, but I couldn't resist. Once I got the
Dude.
the first two books in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
I went back right away and
Dude.
ordered some more. So it wasn't cheap for me. It'll be cheaper for you.
Yeah.
So there's one of the posters.
So of course, Mobius is most expensive, right?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
because
it was expensive. It was
because Jim
expensive.
Woodring is the cheaper, like
Yeah,
even 10 euro cheaper
that's
than
right.
Mobius.
So it was the Jim Woodring and Jesse Jacobs ones that I got first, and then went back and got. I'll show you just the covers of the other two that I picked up.
Yeah.
So there's the second poster there.
Mm.
Yeah, amazing. I got the Art of
Oh.
Blanket. He had a book called Toys in the Attic. I think I
Mm.
still have it. It might have been something that I traded in a long time ago. And again, comes with a little user's manual as well. This one's got some comic strips
Mm.
inside and in the back. I'll just give
There's
you a
some
sample.
there's some Japanese ones in there as well, man.
Yeah, there is. So here's a sample of his
Oh,
art.
dude, that's
Yeah,
big.
and that's black and white. I'll show you some color stuff. Here's a sample of some color work. And this one is incredible because I'm not super familiar with this artist. So there's a lot here that I've never seen before. So this is all stuff that's appeared elsewhere, but you could have fooled me because I got no idea. And then I'll show you the poster on this one too,
Yeah, go on.
because this is a stunner. There's a Charles Burns book as
Mm-hmm.
well too. So
Yeah, you saw it.
I did, yeah. So
Oh,
there's the
dude,
poster here.
nice, man.
Just an
So
incredible,
how long did it take
incredible
it?
dense stuff. Sorry.
How long did it take you to get them?
The first two books,
Mm-hmm.
it took quite a while. The next three,
Mm-hmm.
they shipped it faster for me for no extra cost. I paid for the cheapest shipping, and they took it
Mm.
upon themselves to send them quicker. So they got to me in like 2 weeks, kind of thing.
Oh wow.
And then finally, the last one that I got is Lally Westvind, who I like as well too. Again, another artist that I don't have a ton of her work, and again,
Yeah.
another little user manual, some art on the back cover, and an interview inside.
I'm looking at the website while you're talking, and I was seeing all these badges, and I'm like, I don't know, it's appealing to me. I don't know why, but it does.
The which one? Sorry.
The pin badges,
Yeah,
it's like
they
nothing.
put out some amazing stuff. Honestly, like these are really great. If it was a little more attainable, I would
Mm-hmm.
probably do a subscription. And then this here is basically what you get reproduced as a poster. This image on here, so
Oh
it's that
really?
exact same thing, just gigantic.
Mm.
Super cool. A really great way to kind of focus on these artists.
But
And
then
then, the ones that I showed before. What's that? Sorry.
they shop is in English, whereas their website is all in French.
Right. You can do it to, I think, well, at least on my computer, I
Yeah,
was
you
able to do
probably
it in
can.
English as well
Yeah.
too. And there's Woodring and the Jesse Jacobs. So the first two that I got, I did a video on those when they came in because
Yeah.
I was just really amazed with the quality of these. The quality of these books is really next level. They're not scrimping. Like you're not getting something where
Yeah.
you can't see the value in it. They're really putting the money into it. So
Mm.
yeah, so that's that. I thought I'd show you that one though, because Mobius and all.
Yeah, you know which button to tick for me.
That's right. Well, and I also think like it's probably going to be way cheaper for you if you did decide to get it, because it is a bit
Mm.
of a cost to getting it. But I think like at least you don't have to get it shipped overseas to you.
Wow. with all these rules and regulations they're implementing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
the Britain conversation with Europe is,
Of course, yeah. No, I know, but it's not coming from America, where
well,
it's
true. Yeah, yeah, would be
yeah.
like stupid if they have. But I honestly been craving to go to that London shop, that which they have all sorts of treats of, especially like European, a lot of stuff you would not really have, or those more obscure comic books like the
Hmm.
ones you keep on talking and getting in my head. But I, never like I have plans to do that yet. But I hope
Yeah.
when the one day I will go, that would be quite interesting to see what they have as well.
Hmm.
Okay, another experiment. I've never purchased in my well, I never pulled a book which is from Vault Comics.
Mm.
So there's this Nectar came out. I have no clue about it. It's by Tim Robinson. No, it's not Tim Robinson. It's Jeremy Robinson. Artists are Napola Martello, and layouts are by Francesco Francini. Colors by Steve Cannon. Um, it's a story, seems to be back in 1837 Massachusetts. So it's all about a Salem witches kind of stuff going on again, but butterflies are involved. I have not sure if I'm gonna want to pick it up again. I think I would like to read this in a whole chunk. The art wise is intriguing. It's beautifully to look at, to be honest. It's well made. Wall comics for the first time. Not bad, honestly. It's the first time I'm actually ordering anything like that. I've been seeing people talking quite good things. I'm not really good about wall comic books. I was, like, of course, to make my own opinion, I picked it up, this new number one. So the story goes in, there's this guy kind of sleeping or having nightmares. He's regret about this, I think, wife. And then he goes into her, digs out her grave, and while he's doing that, a bunch of these butterflies are flying in, and those butterflies will be very involved in the life of Misery Island. Nothing sounds really great, but it's about, those period drama type of the kind of like feel to them, where they have this handsome doctor who is kind of like loves collecting butterflies, and he sees this butterfly flying in. He of course tries to catch it, but what he does in order it not get catch exactly get hurt. And it's basically this way how they're going to introduce the characters, I mean characters of a storyline. These two girls also having this conversation about one in leaving the island, they're going back, another one staying put. And while they're having conversation, this beautiful butterfly lands on the finger, and of course what it does nefariously has this horrendous little thing which basically scratches the finger of the girl. And while all this scratching is happening with the characters we get introduced, there is a reason what they do and how you get possessed by them, kind of thing. And that's what intrigue of it. I'm not sure if, as I say, if I want to read it in singles. I think I would be quite I'm not sure if the story can lend itself issue by issue. Witchery stuff, I find it really good to read in collected editions, because there's a lot of things involved, and I'm kind of get a little bit impatient. So I think this book, as I say, would be great in collected. Of course, they have to show you a bit of the abs of the man splitting wood. If that's your thing, exactly the pages you can get, almost like a porno for some, right? Anyway, so
Especially the way that log is positioned. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Look, you see.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's kind of intriguing, and of course he gets touched by butterfly, and what it basically does, you can't stop dancing apparently if it's does that to you. So what the girl you see at the beginning, she starts dancing in the church, and her friends say, oh, it's not funny, can you stop? And she's like crying, like this turmoil on her face, and she's like, I can't do it, I can't stop. And that's where it ends. uh I was to say, am I intrigued? Slightly. Am I wanting
Hmm.
to continue in single format? Not so much. As I say, I
Yeah.
kind of feel like Salem stuff or witch stuff, I like to read them and somehow collect it. Every single one I read like that, it actually, like, the story moves really fast. If I read it in single format, it just drags. There's not enough for you to grab in one single format. You have to read a lot of information to get hold of. Anyway, that's one.
Mhm.
Number one.
Yeah, cool.
You have
Um, the last
this.
one for me, and I haven't finished reading it yet,
Yeah.
but again, something from Cowtown, and again, something from Venture, the Dark Horse
Wait,
imprint.
wait.
This is
Ooh,
called Bird,
bird. That
the
tattoo.
tattoo. And that's Bird there on the back.
Oh.
An escapee from a insane asylum,
Oh, lovely.
um, who is being drugged by her family. We're starting to find out a little more about her. So this is called Bird Number One, Carlos Trio and Juan Bobillo. And this is again 2001 is when this came up. Another beautifully colored book here. I'm really liking this Venture line. It's a new discovery for me.
Mm-hmm.
So there's people sent right out of the gate. They're sent to kill our main character, Bird, and this guy kind of shows up and shoots them instead. He wants
Oh.
to take the hit for himself. We're starting to find out some of the reasons why that might be. He's sort of sparing her life right now. She's convinced him that he wants to hear her story. And she's addicted to these pills that she keeps popping throughout this story so far, the first kind of three quarters of it. So we just start going back to the past of how she escaped the insane asylum. And then we're starting to see why she was there before. But again, you can see the use of colors here is really great. Um, it's a super intriguing story, and now she's at a point where she's like a model. She has a perfume that's coming out that she's the spokesperson for as well. So she has this new life for herself, even though she's completely hopped up on pills, and she's having these visions of this bird-like fire creature that kind of protects her when she takes this medication. It sort of appears to her so far in the story. Just very, very intriguing. It's I like the way the story is unfolding. We're getting bits and pieces. I think it's paced really well so far. I don't know if it's the most mind blowing story that I've ever read in my life, but I'm enjoying it. It feels, you were talking a little bit about Vertigo. It
Mm-hmm.
feels a little bit kind of like a Vertigo type of story, something that could have been put out by Vertigo back in the day. So lots of flashing back and forth, but not confusing in any way. Just really good storytelling. So not much else to say about it yet, but this is going to be one of those companies that their name is going to now jump off the shelf at me whenever I see Venture. That's for damn sure. And I don't know how much they put out.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually dug into it. And they're yeah, it's pretty much the same size. Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, this one looks to be this. Yeah, exactly the same size as the Jeremiah book. So yeah,
No,
which is
cool,
kind of that standard
cool.
European size there.
So you did not read Kaya?
No, I didn't pick it up because I didn't make it to that shop. I haven't been there for a while. What number are we on?
34.
34. Okay. I'm gonna try to make it there this week to catch up.
So I'll leave that behind. I have some other more stock, so we
Okay.
can talk about it. Okay. Finally finished this,
Oh, nice.
and it end up in flames. Like it literally, that's what her intent is. So she got escaped. I'm not sure if it's a good reward as a reader or about sociopath in a small little town, and that duck female reporter whose brother was killed by her finally found out. She got into so much trouble because of looking for her, and because everything was escalating to a point of no return, she decided to find a way to escape, and she did really well. That's, yes, intriguing. She started fires in each important part of the village where they couldn't deal with that because of the size of the village. There's continuations to all the characters we have found out more about, but not really kind of, they use kind of like a story moving forward, but they don't want really integral part of the storytelling. It's upsetting that she got away, like you always want sociopath to be kind of sort of paid for it, but she has this cunning plan and it really worked for her, which is kind of sad because I thought this little character was really going forward. She started to find her pace. She seems to be she escaping. While escaping, she actually killed somebody by mistake. So in that sense, even more sociopathic characters win. Um, it does. I tell you for sure, it reads so much better in collected editions. So I read this Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees Volume 1 in the trade, and that was really, really cool way of reading the storyline. And I think it does work really well in that sense. But I was really glad on continuing having to read this. I picked up in singles. I continued for 6 issues. It did reward me, kind of thing, month by month, because I really do enjoy the art of this Howarth creator. So he's done really well. The way it ended, it could go back to have another one going, because as I say, she has managed to path the way forward for herself, even though you think that she would get caught. Maybe that's intentional, so we can have another volume, let's say this way. So I guess he's going to release hopefully the volume collected. Highly recommend for you to actually read them both. It's really kind of, as I say, it's very intriguing to read the story about the killer of that magnitude in the format of an animal.
Hmm.
And the way his art style, it's watercolor also, it's really well intriguing. So it's kind of weird, it's a childlike kind of style, but in a very interesting kind of adult themed storytelling. So and
Hmm.
Mr. Paolo Costa has some pointers for you, man.
Yeah, published in the 90s. Trio also worked with Rizzo and Jimenez. That's
Oh.
amazing. And then Spaghetti Brothers. Yeah, if you like Torpedo 1936, I'm going to type that in right now, actually.
Hmm. So Paolo has some knowledge, eh?
He does,
So
which is great. Yeah, I love when Paulo's around and I show off
mhm.
some of this stuff because I know he's going to have some details that I have zero idea about. So thank you, Paulo.
I have quite a few still. Yeah, it's funny. So I have read also Rick Remender's Escape. There's more issues. My comic book eye keeps continue having issues with Image comic books delivered on time for him. So I have issue 6. I don't know how if there's issue 7. Maybe not, because this is the last. It's like first volume. It kind of says to you first volume continue story. Um, this is kind of escalated to a point. Um, um their reward of kind of actions, the most actions from the whole issues we have so far. I mean, there was some actually going on, of course, but this one is more like a high paced kind of storytelling right at the end to keep you going. And the character who has been is like bombing this Nazi type of bat kind of creature lands, he has been having a kind of last say, because we think that he's going to be kind of captured, killed, blah blah blah. And in here you saw his more cunning ways of dealing the situation. And I think maybe he might be the way the storytelling was going forward. We recommend that he was selling the character short, because it seems to be he has so much more to give than what we're expecting him to be like. So he's more like more espionage when you expect it, and more like intriguing lines where the story can go forward. The art, and I can say what Daniel Acuna can. Oh my god, that the you have to flip these pages. I don't think it's. I sell it really well with my webcam in here, but this guy can do no wrong, honestly. And of course, he has Bruce Wooten as a lecturer saying, but he art Daniel. Oh, it seems to be Daniel is doing his art ankle himself, so in that lends itself so beautiful to look at. The panels are fantastic. The mood, the way it's intended, because it's a war, so it's nothing too joyful. Color schemes, of course, you wouldn't be have chosen, but it's just when the action happens, it happens to a like really really well presented work. So honestly, it's well worth the time to just to flip through it and see if you want to read a war type of story. I'm not really the customer for that, but I'm intrigued because I know Rick Remender well enough to see how can he go forward. I like the backstory of this, what these grandpas information got into him, and he got inspired by writing the comic book now after that. So I was sold by that. So far, 6 issues in, I'm still kind of really like, well, I want to know more. Will he be the returning back home? Will this be something more intriguing? And it seems to be slowly, it's unraveling itself
Hmm.
quite a lot. And there's lots of hardship in the storyline. Of course, there's this, or like, things happening around us everywhere. It kind of, in a way, maybe for other people will be even more intriguing to read the storyline, but I think it's really, he does really give this character depth without needing to show a lot, because the terrifiedness, like the Daniel Acuna's work, is just shows the all emotions in the pages, and that's really important. I think you have to have really good artists behind story like these, I think. So
Hmm.
it does really, I think also people are praising the story as well. So I am like, I'm not trying to too deeply investigate the storyline, because of the, it talks about war and people fighting each other. So sometimes I kind of glance over it in some ways, but I really like the product itself as a comic. So I'm kind
Yeah.
of like, I'm still intrigued. It hasn't bored me yet, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
some other ones. Like, I don't know. I'm just giving a little bit more now, knowing that Sacrifices is going. So this is definitely staying with me. So I already only one recommend the book in the pool, which is great for me at the end of the day. So I still have something of that. And as I say, Daniel Cunha can do no wrong, seems to be. I really like
Yeah,
what
for
he
sure.
does with panels and artwork. So,
Yeah, cool. Um, Paulo, I found looks like Spaghetti Brothers was put out by IDW back in 2008, 2009. Looks like there was three hardcovers, so
hmm.
they none of them are in stock at Lone Star, but they're 200 pages each, is what it's looking like. So, thanks for the heads up on that. I put them on my wish list.
hmm Did you know? I think I spoke to you about this one, but did you know that this came out?
Oh, I knew that it came out, but yeah, I didn't see it at 204 Comics. Let's have a look.
So,
Yeah, shit, yeah, man.
Zach Rosenberg and Jared Cullen, these two guys who decided
Cool.
to do some Kato 1884. So Usagi Ojimbo, as Steven says there on Stan Sakai's Usagi Ojimbo, given a 5 issue story to tell. And I'm already sold. I love whatever I see. So we're talking about watercolors. It seems to be a theme of this. So it's a
Yeah,
heavy watercolor based
fuck yeah,
artwork.
man.
It's a story about, once again, Yojimbo and his friend and his cousin, who they trying to fight the woes of Japan in 80s. There's some sort of cruise going on. There's some jobs they're doing. He's kind of like a Robin Hood type of a character in here, where he's also, trying to help the people who is poor, and he's kind of robbing the rich in a way. um but more, he feels very responsible for his cousin. I think that's cousin. It does sounds the same name. Yuki, right? Is his buddy next door. So I love the art. I like the way the style is written. It's definitely not Sakai. Okay, so if you feel like it's gonna be Sakai storytelling esque, it's not. It's still they have their own way to telling the story using the character, but the way they are doing and the way the art style is so cutesy. It's a bit very cute, very like animated style artwork. It has beautiful color schemes. It has fight scenes. It has almost like Zootopia type of, like, if I can compare. I don't know. I wouldn't want to, but just for people to have an idea of the animal characters is you're gonna see, especially the scenes when he gets grabbed, and it's, you have almost like those mafioso type of Sopranos style of, like scenes where you have one in the Usagi is being captured and tied over, and then of course there is this big dudes, or as a bodyguards, but there's little dude panda who's in charge and having to speak to your Jimbo and telling them, "Look, stop being yourself as a nuisance, and come, I'll give you money and flashing cars and work for us instead." and he's kind of struggling because they struggle about money, they struggle about everything else, but they still have that idea, and that's the picture I chose for the main page because that was the best looking character stuff going on. It's very cool. Honestly, I am not regretting whatsoever getting this. I'm gonna give Zach Rosenberg and Jared Cullum a chance for sure. It's intriguing, and that's them
Hell yeah,
kind of
man. Why wouldn't
trying
you?
to trying to explain why they're doing this in a way of thanking you as a creator for giving them a chance. There's extra material right at the back with the script and the pages and layouts, and also the character designs page.
Mm.
So there you go.
Yeah, super cool.
Very nice. It's only 5 issue story. So it's one of five. I don't know if it's number two yet. I don't think yet two no, it was announced yet. So I'm definitely gonna be getting because I have a need of having Saigyo Jimbo. I'm really craving it more. I see Stan is completely promoting his action figures. There's more action figures coming out. And there's more like um turtle kind of like now turtles have come out like a
Yeah.
comic style, but I heard that figures are very stiff.
They
Uh,
look, oh, really? Because they look incredible. I've seen a couple of them. They look amazing.
I heard that they are very stiff. Apparently, they can't.
Yeah, crazy.
You can't
I mean, I
move.
guess that's good if you wanted them to hold a pose, right? Like,
Yeah,
if you want them to kind of hold their shape and,
yeah. Okay. Well, guess I'm gonna end. So I'm still picking up turtles, and I'm
Yeah,
more.
nice. I picked them up as well too, but I haven't read them yet. I'm still getting them though.
Oh, okay. So should I not talk about it?
No, no,
Let
you
them
can
talk
totally
about.
talk about them.
I'm very sold now in the art. It seems to be more and more. Oh wait, this is the further. So there's two of them I haven't read.
16 and
This is
17. Yeah, I picked up
yeah
16 and
60.
17
Yeah,
today.
yeah. So the Ujigami, the dad situation is unraveled more and more. You'll find out why this happening. He's attacking now Casey Jones, so he's a bit loopy. The turtles finally realizing definitely something is not right. Art wise, I am really accustomed now to all this bulkiness and color schemes because they have two artists working, one in the future and one in the past. I guess maybe that really works to appreciate the amount of work the artist who's in present doing, because it's just screams panels and everything is turtles now, like as long as turtles has like proper emotions managed to be displayed on a piece of paper, that's very important for me when it comes to turtle work, right? The last, of course, Juan, what is it, Ferreira, was it his name, that worked with Jason Aaron. He was spectacular. Believe me, it was very like I loved all the turtles representing. But this Freddie E. Williams II is doing really, really well. Federal Pay is there. I don't know why he's getting. Um, yeah. Oh, oh yeah. So Federal Pay is the second artist. So he's doing the past. That and that's his water style artist is at the back here. So there's a kind of stark difference between two past and the present, right? But I think that needs to be that kind of thing because then it doesn't make you confused, whatever. It's still ongoing. There's this cat lady who has magic upon her, and what Oroku Sakai wants to do with her, and why she got employed, and how everything came about. Does tell you quite a lot of things in here. Of course, it's always involved in the past of the our turtles with our Splinter. As you're well aware, Splinter is alive now, and it's kind of slowly introducing to you why he's came about, and it's somebody's playing with his fears a lot, and that he not is not a resting soul anymore, and that's why he came back from dead. Spoiler alert, I don't know if that is, but you're already well aware that Splinter is, if you have read the turtles from issue 14. So that's the character we got introduced to. Anyway, love it. This is exactly how I felt. I was worried about this, but I think the creators are having good grasp upon the turtles and the lore and everything, and I think they're doing stupendously well. So I'm looking forward to see if you actually feel the same way, because I know you're now reading quite a few turtles, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. And I'll just show you this as well too. I'm looking forward to grabbing them. Can you see that?
Wait, at the stage. Okay. What is that? Can you see the bat? Go on.
As it
Go.
show? Oh yeah, it's showing up.
Yeah.
So this is where's that tab?
No.
What did I
You're
just
from
do with it
your
online
Gmail. Your
here? Oh
Gmail
yeah, here we
account.
go. So this is the bootleg comic that I was getting. So they've just
Oh,
announced
dude.
issue number 3 of this
Dude,
Amnesiac.
don't show me that. I'm jealous.
So this is they don't show a cover yet, top
Yeah.
secret,
Yeah.
but it is there. So I'm gonna be grabbing that for sure because I'm very
Yeah.
curious where this
Yeah.
one is gonna go. I love their logo, but
Yeah.
so yeah, there you go. Pre-orders are open for Amnesiacs issue number 3. Speaking of turtles,
Oh, how dare you? Uh,
yeah.
And then the last, but well, I haven't not read two comics. I did not read. I decided that I couldn't resist, and I am going for, because they introducing a poison ivy in the realm of Batman, absolute Batman, and I decided that I want to know what that's gonna look like. So I'm picking up a couple more of Batman, and I
Hmm.
think issue 19 is gonna be another one. I don't know. I female introduction. This is I have not read, so I'll talk about it. I guess week later.
Hmm.
But what I did read is because of this lady, and of course I liked Absolute Wonder Woman. So I started picking up because of this lady. I started picking up Absolute Wonder Woman in single
Yeah,
format.
cool.
So Zatanna, and she in this issue, which was a long time ago, I actually had to reread because I was like, when I was picking the, like I was starting to read issue 17, I was like, huh, did I miss something? Because like I thought I didn't understand her part of it, but then of course I saw this page, which I'll show to you, where she comes about. Where is she? Where is she? That there? They got like, ooh, we are a Suicide Squad, and Zatanna is in the forefront, but
Right.
they are manipulated by other chick who is experimenting on the super beings. Anyway, so when that happens, uh, the huge fight happens with Wonder Woman, and Zatanna is using a Wonder Woman's power to her own advantage to in order to be escaping, and because she's been using her Wonder Woman's magic to her advantage, she has to spit this thing being out of her mouth, which what's controlling them, and how the person who is in charge of them unable to use a strong magician as a Tana she is. What also this is the lady, Area 41, not 51 but 41. So she's in charge. This is the angry little lady who's in charge, and she has a dead, spoiler alert, I guess again I have to spew that out. She has Zatanna's dead daddy in her grasp. How
Huh.
she controls him, why she controls him, there's some sort of mentioning there happening, but he's been captured because she captured Zatanna, and that's why she's able to hold Zatara. And this next two issues, which I am holding now, so 17, 18, had her Wonder Woman fighting both Zatanna and Zatara. And Zatara is mean, mom. He's all in flames and skeleton. Look at it, Terence. Look at him in flames.
Amazing.
And he is not afraid to kill anybody. He's kind of like still protective daddy. But what does he do to Wonder Woman? Even though Wonder Woman is extreme powerful, he spews this element of magic where Wonder Woman herself, even though she's from the things and she's from the hell and blah 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 isles, she's starting to get infected and she's burning from inside. So what she does, for the first time you see the vulnerable side of Wonder Woman, I think, in the comic, where she escapes the fight. She jumps into the air. She flings herself. She loses the power. She drops into the water. Her uh, skeletal thing, flying beast, saves her and takes her to her safe place called the Heron. And Zatanna appears once again to that place, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing here? How did you manage to appear?" Because of the magical elements of Zatanna and how powerful she is. She tries to save her, but because of Daddy burning her from inside, Wonder Woman, she loses her arm, and then it becomes a solution for himself seeing where she's at. It's a really good storyline. I absolutely love this, and I'm raking it in. I really like this Wonder Woman. I think this is my favorite Wonder Woman. Will be for a very long time. I really like this absolute stuff and this creator team, Thompson and whoever you are names. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get, but they're where you put names, DC. I don't even know. Sometimes they put in front, in the back, in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. In the back,
Okay,
in the middle, up the side.
yeah, Kelly Thompson, Kelly Thompson, and Hayden Sherman's team.
Okay.
Jordi Belair's colorist, and bloody hell, this team is wicked.
Yeah,
Honestly, hard. If there's lots of hard, nothing. There's a hardcovers now collected of this run. Damn, this is beautiful book.
yeah,
Really good. I think I'm more raving about this when I everybody's talking about Absolute Batman, and I know people, a lot of people. It's a good, it's a good thing. I mean, there's lots of things going on in Absolute Batman, but this is the books which getting people back into comic book shops, which is
that's the one that's grabbing
absolute.
your attention.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And honestly, I was skeptic at first until I read the first volumes,
Yeah,
and I enjoyed. I definitely enjoy this a lot. With Batman, I'm because there's so much Batman is kind of annoying, how much
yeah.
Batman there is, but it's still very
I'm
good.
uh,
What are you
I'm
looking for?
bouncing around here because I've lost. I was going to show you talking about all this. I did get the new Martian Manhunter book, but I
Oh,
don't know where the hell it went. I know that I bought it, and it should be
oh
with all
boy,
this other stuff I have here. But for some reason, I think I've
you don't?
lost it,
Oh
and I'm hoping I
no.
didn't leave it at the shop or something silly like that. But anyway, I'm sure it's
Yeah, I'm.
around somewhere.
It seems to be. I'm gonna. I think I am continuing this Wonder Woman. I am definitely excited reading it. I like the her mythos. I like the Greek elements. I really do love her magical part. I think
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, she has not one, not two. I think she has three lassos or two lassos. I think maybe two lassos. Maybe I'm overestimating how many lassos does she have, but that just makes it more exciting. So she has this fight with the. It's gonna continue. It hasn't finished the fight, by the way, in the storyline.
Mhm.
So she's going to continue have to and she has this conversation because Satana comes and helps her get her kind of oomph back, right? She finds the arm back because she conjures up some magical elements, and then she has this lasso where it's like, I mean, she killed like three gods or three competitions she had to do in the while she was down there in hell, and she has this. So she has a different lasso for different kind of types of fight.
Mhm.
For me, that's great. It's intriguing. I really like the way Sherman is drawing her. I like the stoicness of the female. You know, she looks big, masculine, like Darwin
Right.
Cook has drawn. That's why I was so enjoying the Darwin Cook's Wonder Woman iteration because she was big, like really kind of scary. Not the saying that you need to be big in order to be scary, but it just gives the difference to her, like not such a lean character, right? So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Whatever I've read so far from Kelly Thompson's is and Zatanna, I wasn't mad about her outfit. I'm not sure if I'm mad still about it, but it doesn't have those fishnets. It's more about in here fishnets and but
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Let's
Smooth
be honest.
Shallow.
That first costume that she had is nothing to
Yeah,
write home about. It's a bit silly looking as well, too. Like
yeah.
if we
But
really think about it.
I am enjoying what the Zatanna is going through. Right,
Yeah.
she wants to save Dad. She's trying to save herself first in order to save Dad after. But she knows she has this conversation with Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman said like, "Listen, I'm gonna do whatever I can to defeat your dad, right?" And he's dead already, so surely Zatanna does realize it, but she still wants to save his soul, right, or save
Hmm.
him to a point, right? Magicians to the end. So we'll see how it goes, that conversation. But that lady, I think it's I don't know her name, Sina, Celia. It's not really. She's a bad guy. The only thing I am. But there's lots of unraveling of informations of Diana's past in how she was brought up and how she was longing for special attention from gods, for example. And
Mm-hmm.
even though she was craving to have, or she only had the like one mother, which wasn't her mother at all, but she was like a caretaker, but she calls her mother all the time. But she was getting some information from other gods, and it's kind of slowly they're introducing that in her lore, which is great, I think. It's in a way it just explains a little bit more. But yeah, I'm becoming like a proper fan of that.
Yeah,
I
cool.
highly recommend to people if you read the first volume. So absolutely, I definitely you'll give you a really good grasp and idea what the characters are going for and they how
Mm-hmm.
strong they're going. I mean, 18 issues in, and I'm like, yeah, go on, give me more. So
Yeah.
I'm very glad for Kelly Thompson, especially that she's getting the limelight for the character. But yeah,
Um.
yes,
So
that's
there
the
it is.
one. There you
That's the one.
are. Shiraka.
Number 3, and I'm looks like 98 pages actually into it. And of course it's great.
It
I
is.
took off
Yeah, that rapper.
the Obi strip thing, yeah, just for
Yeah.
travel because I took it with me to Calgary so I could read it. My intention was to read a lot more of it on the plane. I just didn't because I start reading on a plane, especially, and I start getting sleepy. So I had a couple of naps on the plane, and I hope I didn't snore and wake everybody up. But it's really good. It's really good so far. Kind of leaving exactly where we, or picking up exactly where we left off. This little bit of like revolutionary elements coming into play of
Uh-huh.
encouraging these people, these farmers to read so they can kind of get a better stock of what it is that they're giving and why they're giving. And let's start negotiating. And again, like for my union mind, it's a great inspiring union book. So it's super cool, and just all the action and stuff and
Yeah.
the different storylines are starting to kind of come together a little more seamlessly. I still
Mm-hmm.
find it a little tough at times to kind of keep in line who's who, but
Yeah.
loving it, man, loving it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
I know why I didn't get that one because I wanted to pave the way for this book first because I
yeah.
was so excited about this. It's just I really want a lot of people to read this because I want this to continue as far as it possibly can because I know how much
Yeah.
work there is done already and it's I want to have it in the format like these as shelves as many as possible.
Hmm.
But I'm so
How many
excited
have
to
you
read.
read digitally?
Think at least 7 volumes,
Okay. Yeah.
so a lot. I am
Hmm.
like but not as much as what it is. I think they are in like 20s. If I'm not sure even, but I think they are quite deep into this series has been for a while now,
Hmm.
and they are very popular apparently, or at least what I heard. But I'm not sure if it's how much the truth of that is. But yeah, um, and then did you say that Shaolin Cowboy is coming back?
Yeah.
You
New
did say
Shaolin
that.
Cowboys coming back. Got
Uh huh.
announced last week. I think I sent you the little
Uh
little blurb about it. The new Corbin is coming soon. They've announced another one as well.
oh.
It's gonna be some of his underground work, I think, coming
Mm.
in that collection. But yeah, a new Shaolin Cowboy, which is gonna be amazing.
Because I thought he's done with the character. I guess he can't shake it off, eh?
He can't shake it off. I mean, like we've talked about with him so much before, he's just a guy. I don't think he ever stops drawing, right? Like I think that's the thing.
Mm.
Let's see if we can find some information
Yeah, go for it.
on it. But yeah, it's called "Staying AI Live" is what the new series is going to be called, and it comes out July 1st, 2026 is when that comes out. And there's a couple of variant covers proposed,
Mm-hmm.
including David Mack, Daniel Warren Johnson, Peach Momoko, Ryan
Right.
Otley. Those are the ones that are listed on the Dark Horse page. Anyway, the David Mack variant looks pretty amazing, as you think it would look. He's got quite a style.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? Corbin. Let's see. Yeah, so it's going to be the Best of Fantagor hardcover,
Mm-hmm.
and that one comes out November 24th, so at the end of the year. But for the first time, restored and collected the Best of Fantagor.
Oh wow.
It's going to be have an introduction by Kevin Eastman is going to do an intro.
Wow.
Yeah, so cool.
Mm.
7 high fantasy tales, 3 comedic stories, and 2 sci-fi works, and
Wow.
several unclassifiable ones. This 100-page volume captures the range and intensity of Corbin's early career, so
Yeah.
that'll be awesome.
Cool. Yeah, it's lots of reading I've done. So now next week I have nothing. Funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I picked up a manga because my
Oh.
library is promoting Japan travel, I presume, because I have this section. My eye caught it, and then I was like, "There's the manga there." So it's this tiny little. I don't have it here, but I have it in my other book. So it's like this the typical really tiny size manga. It's called
Hmm.
Stray.
Okay.
So I was starting to read, but of course because I have went on holidays and I forgot that I had
Mm.
it with me. So I need to finish it. So I'm gonna be reading that. It's like manga. I was like, I'm surprised I'm picking it up now, but
It's awesome.
your influence is strong. It seems to be.
Yeah. Well,
So
and
I'm
it's
picking it
also
up.
because there's good shit out there, right? Like
Oh yeah,
it's hard to avoid because there's some quality stuff. Not all of it. I find that there's more in manga that I'm not interested than I'm interested in, but
yeah.
there are those books that are very, very appealing. That's for damn
Mm,
sure.
yeah. So yeah, that's all. I have that to read, and I'm
Cool.
probably gonna find something to read the library. I hope because I don't. Yeah, I'll need something to read. A part of the absolute Batman, which I have.
Hmm.
You never know. Anyway, so that's my take. Okay,
Yeah, me as well.
peoples, we giving you thumbs ups.
We're
This,
back.
yeah, cut it out. Make sure you watch it,
Yeah.
and then we'll see you maybe next week.
Yeah, more than
Um,
likely.
yeah,
My show is done, so I'll have some time. So
oh,
let's do
well,
it
there you
again,
go.
shall we?
That's
Yeah.
good. So we will see this faces to spoil your time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Have a good one, peoples.
Right on.
People,
Thanks
peoples,
everybody.
ciao, ciao. Bye.